I was 14 years old. I was standing at the edge of a pool. My feet are on the very edge. I'm facing away from the pool towards a wall. And I'm being told to step backwards. I'm looking at everybody else next to me. I'm pretending I'm chill. I'm good. Pretending like I was just like everybody else, but my chest was tight because that 5-year-old version of me, he never left. He never got healed. He just got better at hiding. Look, if you didn't catch part 1, I talked about the day that I drowned, or shall I say almost drowned. Really key episode, talks about the most traumatic day of my life. And right now I want to follow up on that. I want to go into part 2 because I want to talk about how it never ends there. A lot of us have been traumatized. We've been through some serious experiences, but it don't end there. For me, the story that I told y'all last episode, that happened when I was 5 years old. I hadn't even started school yet. I was like barely getting started in life. Like I told you, I didn't even have memories. So when my life flashed before my eyes, it was very little. It was a short film that flashed before my eyes. But after that day, right, there was so much that happened. I drowned. I woke up on the side of the pool. I was getting driven home by myself with a man who I only knew as a friend of my uncle. And it turns out, I come to find out later, he's a child molester. All of these things. Go back and listen to episode 1 if you really want all the details. But you know what that did to me? You know what that day did to me? And I didn't even realize this until years, decades later. It embedded so deeply inside this fear. A serious fear. Now, I know many of y'all listening to this, I'm pretty sure you've heard like the stereotype of black people don't swim. And that can happen. That can happen, you know what I mean? Especially back in the 80s, that can happen. But for me, that stereotype or that trope became a nice hiding place for me. So from the ages 6, 7, 8, it was just like, oh, you don't swim? Oh yeah, that's right. Black people don't swim. It was a safe haven for me to just crawl under there. I was pretending, I was masking it. That was a convenient way for me to be like, you know what? Black people don't swim. Matter of fact, black people don't swim. And I'm one of those, right? I don't swim. I avoided all of those water situations. You go to a water park, you go down a water slide, you get splashed with water here. You go down, like we would go to Geauga Lake, which is an amusement park in Cleveland, and we would ride the roller coaster. It was like a log roller coaster. It had like one little hill. And when you get to the bottom of the hill, there's water there that would splash on you. I wouldn't even ride that. No, nothing even close to water submersion. And this is years. And, I became adept at navigating that crawl space, right? If I'm building a life, if you can imagine my life being built as like a new house, right? It's a new build that's going up. You get to see it. You see the walls. You see the drywall. You get to see that. And you see that there's a crawl space underneath. I was living there as this house is being built up. Fear made me not even able to live in that house that was up there. I was shrunken. I was in that dark crawl space. So here's the thing. People think fear is loud. Nah. Fear is so quiet. It's in your head. It's in that cellar, that crawl space. It sounds like wisdom, right? It'll whisper, don't do it. Stay away from that. Remember what happened. It sounds like sound wisdom. And it feels like comfort, right? That's what it feels like when you're in it. But really, it's killing something inside of you. It's keeping something inside of you from developing. right? So for me, and I know for all of you, because this story is really a mirror. It's not all about me. It's not really even about me at all, right? But I know a lot of y'all might be able to relate to this. So when did I realize that the fear was still controlling me? Because this went on for a long time, man. Like, we moved to other cities. I made new friends. We would go, we moved to a city called Euclid, Ohio, right? Named after the mathematician. And one of the big things about Euclid is it's more diverse than where I had lived, right? Like, it was, I would say probably about 30% black at the time that I moved there. And maybe 25, maybe, right? And it was, swimming was big. You know, there was a lot of things that were big in my age range, 8, 9, 10. It was a lot of things that was like baseball, Little League baseball, swimming every day. It's things that I had never had any exposure to. And, you know, these are the things that I really wanted. I wanted that suburban life. I wanted us to feel like we made it out of the hood, that we were not just condemned and destitute. I wanted that. But over the year, you know, as you're it ran counter. The reason I wanted this suburban life was because I wanted to be normal. I wanted to fit in, but I couldn't fit in because I couldn't do a lot of the things that people were just easily doing, right? People were just running and jumping in a pool. I couldn't do it. I was frozen, right? And there was no heroic moment that got me out of this. I didn't work on this and, you know, all of a sudden this is going to be something I can triumphantly run, and all of a sudden, oh, I victoriously jumped over it. No, you know what happened? God put me right at the edge. Right at the edge. So I made it all the way. Oh, wait, first of all, listen, when we moved to Euclid and it was like all of this swimming, I made it to like 4th grade. And we had swimming class. Imagine that. Swimming class in school. This was something I never even knew existed, right? So we get our class, we go in to take swimming, and I had made some friends, man. I'm like, I'm going for the suburban normal life, man. I'm trying to go for it, right? So I got some friends. I got our best friend. Got a best friend, and, you know, we start calling ourselves cousins. You know how black folks do. We like to pretend that we're cousins. It's one of the things, maybe I'll do an episode about it later. But, you know, I had this best friend. We pretended we were cousins, and we were in the same class. And it was time to go take swimming. And he could swim. I couldn't. He had done it before. I hadn't. He grew up there. I hadn't. So we go to take it, and I'm thinking it's going to work out. I don't know. I'm going through all the motions. I don't know how to swim, but I'm figuring it out. The first day, the class goes into the pool area. You know, we're wearing our swimming gear, and we don't have any flotation devices or anything like that. I mean, nah, it's like 1986, maybe 1986. Yeah. We don't have any flotation devices. I'm 10 years old, 9, 10. I'm 9. I was in the 4th grade. And the teacher decides, hey, I'm going to have the whole class line up on next to the pool. And each one by one, I want you all to walk out onto the diving board over the 10 feet of water, the deep end. I want you to walk out over that. And then I'm going to be standing there with you right on the edge of the diving board. And I want you to jump in. I want you to dive in. And so the kids were like, okay, cool, everybody. 1, boom, 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 boom. It's probably only like 20 of us in the class. I am like deathly afraid, but I'm so afraid that I can't say I'm afraid. That makes sense? So I'm really just like locked. I'm locked into this mode. And so I'm like, I'm letting people cut me, right? Like normally as a kid, you don't let people sponge you in line. You know, back the 80s, they called it cutting and sponging. I'm letting everybody cut in front of me. I'm like, you go, you go, you go. So finally, like me and my best friend, we were like the last two. And this dude has swam before. But what I guess my fear rubbed off on him because all of a sudden he's scared too. So we're like the last two. And he's like, okay, come on. So my best friend walks up there and he gets to the end of the plank. And he's like, hey, you come too. The teacher's like, you come too. So we're both out there. He's like, okay, do you need help? Do you need me to lower you down into the water? And my best friend's like, and he just like turns and runs away. He runs off of the diving board and away. I don't even know where he went, like to the locker room or something, right? And I'm looking at him run like, what? That's what I want to do. And so I turn back to the teacher and he sees it in my face. Like he knows I'm about to bolt. So he grabs me like aggressively. And he's like, no, don't run. And I'm like, no, I want to go with him. I want to go with my best friend. And I'm squirming, trying to get out of his grasp. And he is holding me so tight that his fingernail cuts me. He cuts my hand and I'm bleeding. And he grabs me and he holds me over the water and he lets me go. And I fall in and I'm back. I'm 5 years old again. It's playing out exactly the same way. I have no skills, no ability to regulate my panic. I just start flailing. Boom, boom, boom. Except this time, the only difference is I didn't give up. I did not just breathe in the air, to breathe in the water. I kept going. I held my breath and I flung my arms around and legs around and I did everything I thought I could remember from TV. And the next thing you know, my arm hit something solid. And you know how survival instinct, in your mind, is amazing. My arm hits the wall of the pool and I grab that wall and I pull myself out. And I'm looking at the teacher like, dude, you literally have violated me and I don't want to go to this school anymore. And I ran out. I'm pretty sure this is one of those days. Like I have kids now and sometimes, teachers will call me and say, hey, your kid had a bad day. They had a little emotional outburst, they were struggling today. I'm pretty sure that this is one of those times where they just chalked it up to me struggling, right? I get home, and to me, this has re-triggered all of those feelings from when I was 5. It's all of it. Like, as far as I'm concerned, this man who threw me into this pool was a child molester, an abuser. That's what I felt. I'm bleeding. That's what I felt. And I went home and I told my mom, and I'm crying, and it's playing out exactly like that day. And she told me, you know what? We're moving. And I didn't want to tell you yet, but you're not going to be going back to that school. We're moving to another city. We're moving to Cleveland Heights. A lot of y'all may know Heights, Kelsey brothers, Jason, Travis. Yeah, you're going to be going to those schools. So you know what? We were actually going to pull you out next week, but we're just going to pull you out right now. You're going to go to Heights. So I got to Cleveland Heights. I went to an elementary school called Noble Elementary, and they didn't have swimming classes. And so I had a stay of execution, if you will. I didn't have to deal with that fear, but I felt really good about that. I felt like it was a victory. I felt like, the weight was lifted, but really it was just delay. It was really just delay. So how did I come out of this? You know what? I got absorbed in the Heights. I loved Heights. Heights is still where my heart is. Shout out to the New Heights podcast. I I went through fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, and then I got to Cleveland Heights High School, the legendary Heights High. The year is 1990. I'm feeling myself. I got a high top fade probably. I'm like, I think it's got like a blonde streak in it. I'm there. I'm hitting on all cylinders. We get there. I'm like, you know what? I think I got like a polka dot. I had like a polka dot rayon shirt. My first day of school, we rocking, man. We going. And go to sign up for the classes, and it's like gym class, swimming. Ain't that how God work? Gym class, swimming. So first thing I have to do in this school is take swimming class. So again, we get our swimming gear on, swimming trunks, no flotation devices, much bigger pool this time because it's a high school pool. They tell us to take a shower before you come out. Hey, you have to be dripping wet when you come out, and it's 8:00 in the morning. It's cold. The lockers are dingy, and there's no hot water. And coming out with shivering, we're freezing. It's like I'm in puberty. I'm smack dab in the middle of puberty. I'm surrounded by all of these girls who I don't even know if I have crushes on them, right? Like it's just a whole new world. And the teacher says, I want you all to line up on the edge of the pool. I want you to put your toes on the edge of the pool. I want you to face the wall away from the pool. I want your heels hanging over the water. And we all did that. We all lined up side by side. Boom, 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 all the way down. And the teacher started talking. He's going in. This is what you're going to learn. This is what I'm going to do. This is my approach. This is blah, 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 boom, 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 boom. And then at the end, he says, now I want you to take one step backwards. And everybody takes a step backwards, including me. And I fall in. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know if I'm in the shallow. I don't know if I'm in the middle. I don't know if I'm in the deep. I don't know if this whole pool is deep. I don't know. I'm in. And I did not panic. I didn't have skills still, but I swerved around, grabbed that wall, held myself up, kicked around a little bit. Man, if that 5-year-old version of me wasn't just afraid of water, he was afraid of failure. He was afraid of looking weak. He was afraid of not being enough. And that same fear has started shaping me. And now here I was with the first opportunity to really break free of that root. The root. I want to ask y'all right now, what's the fear that's been shaping your life in silence? What lie did you internalize so long ago that you stopped even questioning it? Guess what? I passed that class, that swimming class, all of the tests. I dove in the water, got to the bottom, grabbed a brick. I swam laps. I did all of that. I did the dead man's float. We did all of that. I think I got a C in the class. I wasn't great, but I did it. How many of y'all are operating right now with limitations that were never yours to begin with? I want to speak to your identity right now. You are a gem. You are a diamond. You are one of one. But maybe you accepted a cut that wasn't made to help you shine. Maybe you just tried to fit in, be another jewel. My call to you right now, if this episode sparks something in you, DM me, drop me a comment in the LinkedIn post that I'm going to share today. I'm going to share one. I may share another one in a couple of days. I would love to hear, what old fear have you had? Maybe you still have. And you done letting it lead you. You done. You done. What is it? What's had you by the collar, holding you back? What have you not recognized as an actual strength? Guess what? The fact that I went through that trauma, the fact that I had to get pushed off of that diving board, I was bleeding and still showed back up. And in 9th grade, I took that step backwards and overcame that fear. That's a one-of-one journey. Ain't nobody else been through that. That's a journey that God allowed me to go through, and there's strength that I can get from that, right? I want you to start to realize that you are one of one too, and the things that you've been through, they're not meant to strangle you around the neck. They're meant to make you rare, make you an uncut gem. And so next week, we're going to start talking about the stories that we tell ourselves at work and how some of those stories are still haunted by some childhood voices. All right. We're going to start to overcome this stuff, y'all. We knocking this dust off of us so we can shine. We're going to show the world that we are gems, valuable, precious, one of one. All right. Thank you for joining me. Look, on the way out, enjoy a little bit of music. This is one of my joints, one of my favorite joints. Listen to this, man. This joint is called Lord Have Mercy. This is by me. Maybe you can toss me on your Spotify list or your title list or wherever you listen to music. We'll give you a little 30-second taste. All right. I appreciate it, y'all. I love y'all. Keep rocking. Keep being rare on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. I know where I'm from, but I can't go home. I know where I'm from, but I can't go home. I got the bricks and mortar to make my own home. I'm skilled, so I build and paint my own home. But this young world got for an old soul. I hear my train coming and I'm just a hobo. I'ma catch that boxcar, just hope to hold on, 'cause it's alright. It's alright. Trying to make sense out of life and find peace, but I can't. Try and make a masterpiece on the canvas that's blank. So I bought me an easel and some buckets of paint, 'cause it's alright. It's alright. So as I flip through the pages and I read from the script, I don't care about the credits at the end of the flick. I'ma try and steal every fucking scene that I'm in, 'cause I'm so good. It's alright. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Mercy on my soul. Yo, when I do get married, yo, she may not know, but my wife is gonna save my soul. Yo, when I do get married, yo, she may not know, but my wife is gonna save my life. I done paid the price of 1,000 miles, like living in a stench at a housing project. Life cut me deep and bathed me in alcohol, but it's alright.
Ready to revolutionize your content creation? Discover Deep Brain AI, the cutting-edge solution in AI video synthesis. Create lifelike AI videos with ease, ideal for presentations, educational content, or just boosting your digital marketing. Your AI avatar waits to deliver messages with natural expressions and natural voices. It'll be just like hearing and seeing you and me. Experience the future of communication with Deep Brain AI. Discover more right now at what'sgood.work and click on our link that says visit our sponsor.